Dr. Chen, you're known as a great lecturer in HKUST, but then apart from that, we know you have a TV personality as well. I want to ask about it a little, like how did this passion start and what happened along the way?
Yeah, so it's very interesting story there. I think of the TV work as part of as an extension of my academic work here. So, as a lecturer here, I teach to the students in the lecture hall. But in another perspective, we also have to kind of pass this knowledge to the general public and to inspire the next generation of students to come to learn science. So I have been always interested to do chemistry experiments to show other people. If you have been in my lecture courses, you will have seen me showing some of my experiments in my lecture classes. So I thought I could do these, bring these to other people as well. And I was invited by one of the TV producers who were producing this program called Sidewalk Scientist. And they wanted someone to be on the show doing some chemistry experiments, and so they invited me along. A lot of kids that I speak to when I meet them, when I go to the schools or to the museums to give my talks, they actually got interested in science after watching those TV episodes, and they reassure the work that we are doing to promote science in this way.
That must be something great to hear, definitely. And
Yes.
Yeah. And Irfan, we know that you also have a different hobby apart from your academics. You are a professional photographer here in Hong Kong. And can we get to know you from that perspective?
Yes, actually, it's a really interesting thing because when I go to the science people and I say that I do fashion photography, they're like, oh my God, what is that? Like, what do you do? That's crazy. Like, how do they relate? And then on the other side, the fashion industry people are like, wait, like, you study science, then how do you do fashion photography? But then what I always tell them is that to me, science is one of the most pure forms of art and kind of like self-expression, and you're constantly on a quest to figure out humans and how, kind of figure out the world and why we're here and kind of explore existence and things like that, which I think is super similar to what people do in the creative industries, where people are trying to kind of break down human emotions and explore that field. And to me, they're super interconnected. And funnily enough, next week I have a fashion shoot for a magazine, and it's for a really big luxury brand that I'm sure a lot of people, it's a household name basically. But actually, I proposed the pitch to the magazine to actually do the story about protein-protein interactions and how similar they are to human interactions and how dynamic they can be and how essential they are. So that's happening, and I kind of take my inspiration from the field of science and I apply it to the art that I produce, and I'm sure in the future it will be vice versa as well. Because I think a lot of the things that happen within a cell are super similar to what happened between humans, and these kind of essential life concepts are always there at the most basic level, and I think we can always learn from them as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even as a business student, hearing these stories are deeply inspiring and motivating, and I'm pretty sure all of our viewers will agree with me on this.
Actually, I think, science is really an art work. You have to have some art elements. And I also enjoy, look at the periodic table behind me, this thing on the wall. This I designed myself. This is a photography taken by myself. And we designed, I did the graphic design for this periodic table, and we printed many posters to give out to the kids and people who came to our museum talks. And even you were talking fashion photography. I think I'm actually some kind of a tailor. I make vestments for priests in the church. I do sewing and designing as well. So yeah, being a scientist, you can be artistic at the same time as well. And somehow going on TV is like performing arts. Sometimes it's hard for me, not being trained in the area. But good luck with the photo shoot, Evan.